I know I have some requests for pharma, which is, of course, my favorite sector. So you can definitely look at Pfizer, Bristol Myers, whatever you guys' heart's desire. P&L here for market making. Apple is now down from some profits. Abbott is up from some losses. Everything else pretty static. Microsoft, Nvidia was a big loser, now break even. Oracle looks like a little bit of a loser. Very nice profits for market making here. Oh, there's the big loser actually, is Walmart taking our profits down. Okay, IonQ's down a little bit, Rigetti's down 4%, D-Wave up 8%. SPYs are up 60 basis points, Strategy's down 4%. All right, so the machine is short Walmart. That's its big investment. I didn't really change too much. Tends to be the bigger the trade, the less the commission, but Klarna's a big market cap privately. I wonder what kind of price they go out at, because I think there was, I mean, a lot of these companies that are going public are realizing they kind of have to take haircuts to go public. And a lot of people don't want to take that haircut because it's like, people just invested in our company at a higher price. Why do we want to sell it to the public at a lower price? And it's like, well, maybe they paid too much, those investors of yours. And then second, I mean, being public is kind of priceless. So sometimes you just go public by any means because you get access to all types of investors. Yeah, my friends are meeting with Quantum Computing Inc. and D-Wave today, I think. They're at the Roth conference. I don't think there's a lot they can do or say. Everybody's so skeptical of these things. They have no fans on Wall Street, man. That's why they couldn't do any secondaries. They have to do ATMs. They have to rinse the Koreans properly. I mean, it's sad. Make sure you sign up for Godel, GodelTerminal.com. Let's take some requests from GodelTerminal.com. Somebody wants me to look at GUTS, G-U-T-S, Fractyl Health, 60 million market cap. Oi. North Korea. Okay, so this is the 10K. Okay, we are a metabolic therapeutics company focused on breaking the pattern of treatment of metabolic diseases, including obesity and T2D. Despite advances, these diseases are growing. A lot of people have them. GLP-1's working. They're complaining GLPs suck. Building on the growing recognition of the gut's role in metabolic diseases, our founders designed a novel disease-modifying therapies to shift care to remission. The 𝗕𝗏𝗘 DMR system, or 𝗕𝗏𝗘, our lead product candidate, is an investigational outpatient procedural therapy aimed to durably modify duodenal dysfunction, hypothermal ablation of the duodenal mucosa, hydrothermal, GLP-1 gene therapy. That seems pretty crazy. You're not ablating organs, you're missing out. How is the market maker short Walmart? It pressed short, it sent a short order. Basically, it's willing to buy and sell at the same time. And when it takes one of those, it, in essence, there's this assumption when you're a market maker that by providing liquidity, you are theoretically, in a position where volatility can bail you out of your position, and the agent that is selling you his position is making a trade-off of liquidity versus price, and that you will win on the price trade-off. Now, you're not always going to win. You have to take losses, but oftentimes when there is a desire to get rid of a position, traders will often get rid of a position pretty hastily and not necessarily wait it out or wait for the best price. And that's generally the concept. There's a number of there's tons of literature about it. My favorite programming language is probably JavaScript, but Python is definitely growing on me. Okay, so they have a GLP-1 gene therapy. So that you would take this and it would basically be a permanent Ozempic in your genes. I do think it would fade over time, which is probably a good thing. But what do you do about side effects? It's like permanently installed in your firmware. We decided to upgrade you to make Ozempic all the time. Have fun. Stop. How do we stop? It's in your genes. We can't delete it. Okay, what a 10K. I just want to see your balance sheet. Every risk factor possible applies to us. So it looks like it's trading below cash, right? So basically you get everything for free. You get the whole company for free. How'd you guys like a free company? No liabilities. Oh wait, there's some liabilities. But the point is, you know, I'm not sure I'd want a company for free because you do get the costs as liabilities. What's up, Noah? Oh, is this the guy without the Wall Street experience, Noah? Oh man. You think you might get an internship one day on Wall Street, Noah? When are you gonna get your first job? You want to do sales and trading? I can get you a gig. I can get you a little internship. You want to work at UBS? Maybe you want to work at Morgan Stanley? I don't think you're probably not good enough for Morgan Stanley. How about Nomura? Nomura's always hiring. Deutsche Bank? Do you think you can cut it at Deutsche Bank? Pretty much anybody can cut it at Deutsche Bank. You will be working at Mochido Securities, Daiwa Investments, Banco Santander. So yeah, Fractyl Health. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, the GLP-1 gene therapy is a little crazy. I kind of like it. So yeah, avoid guts, Fractyl. Avoid that one. Let's see, 8TKR or Goldman Sachs or Cody. 8TKR's at core. This is a electrical products company. Looks actually interesting. I like those kinds of companies. Our favorite bubble detectors, Trump and Fartcoin, are not really up too much. Bitcoin is also kind of tame at 83K. Carparts.com. This is a micro cap. LAZR is Luminar. We've looked at Luminar. Yeah, so Nestle growth, as one of you guys correctly predicted, reported sales growth negative 1.8%. That's after. Okay, wait. Actually, they do have organic growth. They do have organic growth. That's what I thought. The currency strengthening hurts them, so I've reported. They kind of have reported growth below organic growth. Good profits. We'll be releasing this product at some point to you guys, so you can just press some buttons and watch the program trade for you the same way I do. It's nice to see the market maker being market neutral, which is really nice. I like the trade, Abstract Aim. You know, you can't go in it in a stock that's, you know, in a bubble and expect it to go straight down the second you press sell. But, you know, you got to do what's right for you. Okay, so do you want to read this in German or in French? I don't know, Abstract Aim. You know, it sounds like your position might be a little too big. I'm not trying to be mean here, but it's like, if you get nervous about any trade, I mean, you can't be afraid to lose money, but you also can't be reckless. I don't know. It's not easy, that's for sure. All right, so Nestle gross margin is 38%. Nestle has research and development costs. I love it. We research the chocolate. It is very good. You know, the research scientists are just fat German guys like, oh, no. Yes, I'm doing the research. I don't think it matters that much, Rolly, but you should be pretty facile with different ways to get exposure to what you're trying to get exposure to. Oh my God, that's such a good idea. GLP-1 infused chocolate. We should just make food with GLP in it. Okay, Nestle has some debt. Okay, Nespresso, I guess, is split out. Okay, here's the product split. So powdered and liquid beverages, 24 billion in revenue at a 90. Water, 3 billion. Did they I was about to say, did they liquidate their water holdings? Did they divest their water holdings? Maybe. Milk and ice cream. Milch in German. Nutrition and health science. Prepared dishes and cooking aids. Finally, confectionery. You think confectionery immediately, right? When you think of Nestle? Don't you think of confectionery? But their second biggest business is pet care. So chocolate is actually not that big for them. It's mostly beverages. I mean, that's a good split. It's a good split. Powder and liquid beverages are 25 billion. So that's 30%. Water is basically next to nothing. 3% of revenue. Milk and ice cream. I think Nesquik kind of there, or am I thinking powdered milk for that one? Maybe just ice cream. If you lump ice cream and confectionaries, it's maybe 20% of revenue, but you're still, candy's not their thing. Chocolate candy is, you would think that's their main business, but it's not. Nesquik is, you know, I wouldn't, yeah, it's not confectionery anyway, right? I'm thinking Nestle, just Nestle's chocolate. But in reality, I mean, other than Crunch, what do they really have? Biggest market is North America. Let's go. Oh, do they own Haagen-Dazs? I didn't know that. Okay, PP&E, 33 billion. So that's the Nestle property, plant, and equipment to make all this chocolate, to make $10 billion, 10 to 12 billion in net income. They have $33 billion of equipment. It's pretty cool. Plus the brands, right? It's hard to short something like that. You know, it's just a really fantastic high return company. They could just do buybacks forever, basically. Market cap doesn't even have to change. Stock price just goes up. All right, 2.6 billion shares of Nestle outstanding. So 233 billion Swiss francs, 285 billion enterprise value. So you're paying 23 times for kind of a non-grower, and their free cash flow is, it's actually 29 times for kind of a no-grower. That's a little rich. That's a little too Swiss for me. Here, you hold the chocolate bag. I'm good. I'll pay 15 times. I ain't paying no 28 times, bro. That's like a 5-year sales. I will say, I mean, 2020, they had 84 billion in revenue. So they were able to increase a little bit. But the last 3 years have been, last 2 years have been no growth. Yeah, the market cap has been down over 5 years. Here's free cash flow. Yeah, I mean, free cash flow has been flat for 5 years. I ain't paying 28 times for this. Nah, not me. Well, they do expect swap revenue growth here above 2.2, basically, is what they're saying. I'm still not paying 28 times for a single-digit revenue grower, low single-digit revenue grower. That's just not what we do here. Sorry. Great company. Would definitely buy it at the right price. And probably you can't make too many mistakes owning it. I mean, it's going to eventually pay you out enough cash that you're going to be in good shape. Management's really smart. It's not like, yeah, Mars is the category killer, right? Let's see how we're doing over here. Apple profit up. Adobe profit up. Amazon profit up. Avago loss has been trimmed. So has Baba's loss. Costco profit up. Google profit up. J&J flat. JP Morgan down. Go from gain to a loss there. Coke flat. Lilly down a little bit. MasterCard flat. Meta profit up nicely. Nvidia flat, maybe up a little bit. And Novo Nordisk down a little bit. Oracle down a tiny bit. Procter & Gamble profit up. Tesla loss down. Nice. TSM, big gain. Oh, I see the big problem. Here it comes. Walmart. Oof. Walmart down big, but we're still up quite nicely. Maybe we should just do systematic trading. We should forget stock picking. What do you guys think? Yeah, there's no free lunch. The reason these like scam companies look free is because there's something weird going on with their stock. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so overvalued if all things were normal, but they're not normal. Current conditions are crazy. That's why you have the opportunity in the first place. But just because you want it to go down doesn't mean it's going to go down. You know, you have to wait for that craziness to stop. Whatever process is going on there, it has to end for you to profit. And you have to have some faith it'll eventually end. But exactly, sometimes the free lunch tries to eat you. Free lunch thinks you're the free lunch. Okay, so this is a fairly big publicly traded company. Apogee Therapeutics. Although Yeah, there's a catch. There's always a catch. If you're getting a great price, it's because you're going to make a trade-off where there's a lot of volatility and risk in the near term. And that if you... Oh, is this the right Apogee? No. Okay. APGE. There's two Apogees. Much better. I was saying something's wrong here. The data's not right, but here is the right amount. Yeah, so 2.4 billion market cap. Okay, so here's some stuff with Apogee. They have something called APG 777. Now I know there's other IL-13 antibodies out there. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I really don't want to say this because I got to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing here, but I'm pretty sure the IL-13, well, let's just say this, I'm not sure. The IL-13 mAbs, I want to see if they're as strong as Dupixent, which is IL-4 and IL-13. But it's really, we're going to look into the biology a little bit because there's a little bit of, there's stuff to look at here. So there's the OX40, but that OX40 is also, OX40 is not that exciting. Yeah, IVD, I still like it. You know, it's not going anywhere. You know, it was 60 cents when we started looking at it, and it's a pretty good price now. I mean, it's a COVID thing, so if COVID's weak this season, I mean, that might be, could be problematic. With YTE, which is, what's a YTE? Extended dosing? Dupixent's not bad dosing anyway, but IL-13 is not the same as... Yeah, I'm trying to get Dupixent. I was supposed to go to the doctor on Sunday, but I missed it. Yeah, is what kind of half-life extension is that? Is that there's a few ways to do it. You could do it the way the extends. Who was that did the Alexion one, the Ultomiris? Was that somebody gets a royalty on that? Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to do it. I mean, there's also hyaluronic acid or hyaluronidase. So yeah, there's like 10 companies that do it. But yeah, I guess if you run a good antibody lab, you could just do it yourself. There's 𝗏-glycosylation, like, so you could do some amino acids, you know, you basically just change a couple amino acids, see if you can get. I don't think about what's going to end a rally or not end a rally. That's not how I do things. I see a stock that's overvalued, I short it, and I wait, and it comes down to my price. That's it. It's nothing more complicated than that. I think that, you know, trying to get your catalyst exactly right, it's hard enough to find the valuations. The difference, I think, is, you know, if you want to time one stock perfectly, then yeah, maybe you got to like fool yourself into thinking that you can figure out exactly when it's going to go down. But I'd rather look for the next overvalued stock and just find 50 of them and short them all. Don't even worry about it, because you know it's going to happen. Some of them it's distributed randomly. Some of them are going to come late. Some of them are going to come soon. You know, if you can figure out what's overvalued and when it's going to happen, you'll be the richest person in the world in no time. To me, I don't know. I'd rather just figure out which ones are overvalued or undervalued and take my variance and just wait. You know, I'm not in a massive rush. I want my portfolio to start working for me as soon as possible, obviously. But I also know that trying to time it perfectly is pretty difficult. You know, every rubric or framework you can think of, there's always something that messes it up. So why even think about it is what I've learned over the years. And many other funds behave that way. Some still feel like they can get the timing exactly right. And, you know, it's tends to not work. But, all right, up $1,000 for market making. Not bad. I like it. What if overvaluations persist? Then either your position persists or you are proven wrong, or both, or, you know, you're not going to be right all the time. Sure, 1618, it's even better if you're using a small amount of money. Now, there is some commission things that'll get in your way, so you want some capital, but I don't think you need more than $250,000. Yeah, it depends on what your fees are and what you can negotiate and things like that. Well, I mean, remaining solvent. If remaining solvent's your problem, then your positions are way too big. You know, I don't even want to hear those words, remain solvent. That's, it depends on the strategy, RS. You don't have to take on big risk. Write the program and just write The biggest position I want to take is 10 basis points. Yeah, exactly. You can set the risk parameters. Lower your size, exactly. Remaining solvent, that's scary words. You don't want to be worried about that. That's on your radar. You're not doing it right. Now, if you want the smoke, you want the huge gain. You want to be a hero. Just don't cry to me when it doesn't work out. It's all on you. You get to make the decision. You want the smoke? If you're wrong, you get smoked. So you got to make that decision for yourself. For some people, they can't afford to lose 10%, 5%. But if you want the 𝗕𝗏𝗘𝗀, you can get the 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀. Thank you, Matens. Where's the hood at? In other words. Okay, let's look at Apogee. This is super interesting, actually, and I think it does make us... Okay, the same mechanism as 𝗕𝗏𝗘𝗧𝗏𝗍𝒂𝒃. Have you ever seen this in a 10K? That is a good point, though, because this is the biology I did. I will give them credit for writing that. It's so weird to be like, we're the same as this thing. It's a little bizarre. No, I don't think any nootropics actually work. Right, you're just the mirror image of the Korean. Except you have the right idea, which is good. They have the wrong idea, but you're not that much different from the crazy Korean. So if it's the same as 𝗕𝗏𝗘𝗧𝗏𝗍𝒂𝒃, I mean, maybe you don't need to hit the... Let's look at the Regeneron biology. So this is the second or third biggest drug in the world, Dupixent. And it's an IL-4R antibody. And the IL-4, well, let's look at the biology even further. Let's just go Google Dupixent biology. And another way to do it is just go to GitHub, not GitHub, ChatGPT, and say, explain the 𝗕𝗏𝗅𝗏𝗏 biology with respect to mechanism of action of how the antibody does its job. Don't go too much into downstream effects, just the core MOA. And I would just go to images here, and you'll be able to see it. So IL-4R alpha subunit. So that's the kind of key point here. So it's not it's an IL-4R antibody, but don't be confused because that's a subunit. And there's a couple of differences there because the subunit is used by two different receptors. So the type 1 receptor is IL-4 alpha subunit with a common gamma chain. And these like hybrid receptors, IL-4R alpha with IL-13R alpha. So you kind of get extra biology there in the sense that IL-13 gets blocked. IL-13 signaling also gets blocked. But maybe you only need IL-13 signaling and you don't need IL-4 signaling. Because I don't think, let me ask, has there ever been an IL-4 cytokine antibody, not receptor, developed? Okay, so it looks like some people have tried, but they did not work. So you really do maybe need the it's more the IL-13. Because if you look at, given the success of 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗬𝗪, which only binds IL-13, can't we conclude that IL-4 binding is not useful? So 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗬𝗪 actually binds the IL-13 cytokine itself. Yeah, I guess the point is you do get some other efficacy, but we haven't studied 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗬𝗪 in every one of those diseases. And it does look like, yeah, paclitaxel failed for IL-4. So I don't know, I think ChatGPT might be wrong here. You might not need IL-4. Here's a sense for it. So you have the dimerization that gets stopped, I guess? Is that right? So yeah, I guess so, because it can't dimerize while it's being inhibited. This is the IL-4 receptor subunit. They're supposed to dimerize, as we mentioned earlier. Dimerization doesn't happen, and the IL-4 can't signal, and the IL-13 can't signal. I guess that's the idea. But there is type 1 and type 2, so